Today is Thursday, February 1st. I'm Joe Ellison with a look at what's happening in the news. The U.S. says it blames the drone attack that killed 3 U.S. soldiers on the Islamic resistance in Iraq, an umbrella group of Iran-backed militias. Now President Joe Biden is weighing his options for a retaliatory strike, hoping to forcefully respond while not escalating the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. Iran threatened to respond to any U.S. attack on the Islamic Republic after the U.S. accused them of the attack. National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby insinuated the retaliation may involve multiple strikes on various targets. In Idaho, 3 people are dead, 9 injured after a hangar collapsed on top of them. 5 of those hurt are in critical condition, being treated at local hospitals. The hangar was part of the Boise Airport and under construction. According to the airport director, construction was in the early stages when it collapsed last night. Authorities say there were 30 people in the area at the time of the collapse. Boise Fire says that everyone else in the area is accounted for. Officials still don't know the cause of the collapse and are currently investigating. A disturbing story out of Pennsylvania, where a man is under arrest for killing his father and posting a video about it online. 32-year-old Justin Moan is facing several charges, including first-degree murder and abuse of a corpse. Police say Moan decapitated his father at their suburban Philadelphia home and then posted a 14-minute video to YouTube, which shows him holding up his father's head. Police say it took 5 hours for YouTube to take the video down. Moan was apprehended on a military base about 100 miles away from where police found the body. Neighbors where the family lived say they were shocked.
You just don't wake up in the morning and think, I think I'm gonna cut his head off. Give me a little something to do today, I can't even believe that could happen, but it happened.
Officials with the Department of Military and Veteran Affairs confirmed that Moan had hopped a fence on the military base and was armed when he was taken into custody. Tough questions for the leaders of the biggest social media companies about harm that they're causing to the youngest users. They were grilled for hours on Capitol Hill on Wednesday. The Senate Judiciary Committee accused the CEOs of Meta, X, TikTok, Snap, and Discord of failing to protect young users on their platforms. The executives testified before a packed hearing room full of grieving families who say their children were victims of some form of exploitation on social media. One of the most contentious moments is when Meta founder Mark Zuckerberg is prompted to apologize.
There's families of victims here today. Have you apologized to the victims? Would you like to do so now? Well, they're here. You're on national television. Would you like now to apologize to the victims who have been harmed by your product? Show them the pictures. Would you like to apologize for what you've done to these good people?
A mother who is advocating for change on those social media platforms attended that hearing. Gabriella Bachara spoke to her about why parents want more control over what their kids see and experience online.
There felt like there was a little bit of hope.
Jill Geigel, a Gilbert mom and advocate for social media reform, left Wednesday's Senate Judiciary Committee meeting feeling inspired that change might actually be on the horizon.
It was really good to be able to see the reaction of those CEOs and see firsthand their lies called out.
Geigel tells me she's seen firsthand the harm these platforms cause to kids, and as a parent, she feels helpless.
They've set parents up to be losers. There's no way that we can protect our children online right now. There's no way.
Dr. Jared Berkowitz tells me social media has pros and cons, but parents who let their kids use the apps should consistently have conversations about what they're looking at online.
But often the kids that are on social media throughout the day in a very large quantity are often the ones that are found to be the most lonely and demonstrating signs and symptoms of depression and anxiety.
Although these sites have been around for 2 decades, Berkowitz says we don't yet understand the full impact social media has on kids and teens.
I think that there's still a lot more we need to learn and a lot more that we need to study and have open dialogue and discussions to prevent further tragedies and to really open up the potential.
Geigel looks forward to the day parents have more control over what their kids can see and do online.
When that happens, I think that true reform on the platforms will happen.
The U.S. House of Representatives has passed a $78 billion tax package with bipartisan support. The legislation includes an expansion of the child tax credit for millions of lower-income families and tax breaks for businesses. The package was passed using a process that required the support of 2/3 of the House, an impressive feat during divisive times. It now heads to the Senate, where it will need 60 votes to pass. If passed, the changes won't take effect until 2025. Oregon has declared a 90-day state of emergency for the fentanyl crisis in Portland. Oregon's governor, Portland's mayor, and the county chair made the announcement Tuesday. Blair Best explains what the emergency order means for the city.
There's an air of defiance among some living on Portland streets.
Probably 15 years now. Yeah.
That's how long Logan's been addicted to fentanyl. He smokes and plays cards at a food truck park on West Burnside.
We smoke it every day, all day long. It doesn't hurt us at all. I mean, honestly, I just don't know how to stop smoking it.
I think it's been an emergency that deserved the attention that it's getting right now for a long time.
Kristen Gonzalez sees it daily.
When I'm walking downtown, I see people that are in need, that need help from their county, and that need help from their state.
Well, good afternoon, everyone.
On Tuesday, the state of Oregon, Multnomah County, and City of Portland each declared a 90-day fentanyl emergency for Portland's Central City.
We are here because times of crisis call for focused action and strategic coordination.
We're up against a rising tide of fentanyl-related addiction and deaths that are unlike anything that we've seen before.
The next 90 days will serve as planning time.
A combination of disciplines and existing resources will be coordinated and strategically deployed for the duration of the emergency.
That will be based out of a command center in downtown Portland, where the impacts of fentanyl will be recorded and leaders will talk about what more can be done.
Declaring this emergency will help us address this and other gaps in our system.
There will be a focus on street outreach and addiction prevention. More people will be trained on how to use Narcan, an overdose reversal drug, and state police will continue to work alongside Portland police, stopping drug deals.
This 90-day response is a potentially big step towards achieving a consistent, unified system that will allow us to effectively deliver these critical community services.
A move they admit has taken them years to get to.
It's one thing to declare an emergency, it's another thing to make sure that we have resources.
Individuals who are struggling with fentanyl addiction are worth investing in, fighting for, and providing a clear path to recovery.
Even people like Logan, who has no interest in being helped.
We cannot be stopped. We will always smoke our fentanyl.
Actor Alec Baldwin pleaded not guilty to an involuntary manslaughter charge in the fatal shooting of cinematographer Helena Hutchins. Baldwin was holding a gun and pointed it at her when it went off during a rehearsal for his movie Rust in 2021. Court records show Baldwin entered his plea Wednesday in Santa Fe District Court and also waived his video arraignment. This comes after a grand jury indicted Baldwin and prosecutors received new analysis of the gun involved in the shooting. A jury trial is set for February 22nd. If convicted, he could face up to 18 months in prison. And before we go, it's arguably one of the biggest unsolved mysteries of the 20th century. What happened to Amelia Earhart? Well, a couple of sea explorers say they think they might finally have an answer. A South Carolina-based company called Deep Sea Vision announced that it captured a sonar image in the Pacific Ocean that appears to be of her lost plane. Deep Sea Vision says it thinks it found her plane about halfway between Australia and Hawaii near Howard Island. The company posted sonar images to social media that seemingly showed a plane-shaped object resting 16,000 feet below the ocean's surface. That's almost 4,000 feet deeper than the Titanic. Amelia Earhart disappeared in 1937 while flying over the Pacific Ocean during her attempt to become the first female aviator to circle the globe. You're all caught up. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jo Ellison. Have a great day.